Tilt lock. What is it? How does it work? How important is it for you to have it on your office chair? We're going to talk about all of those things in today's video. Hey guys, it's Ryan with btodd.com. Tilt lock is going to be one of the most common adjustments that we see on office chairs, but I do think that it's important to go over what tilt lock is, how it functions, so that you can decide whether or not it's actually going to be crucial for your office chair setup. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is just what is tilt lock. Tilt lock basically allows you to lock your backrest and seat in a fixed recline position or a fixed upright position. This is not going to be exclusive to any type of mechanism. This is an adjustment that we see on all different mechanism types and all different price ranges in chairs. Very common adjustment. So I'm just going to show you quickly here on the BTOD Akir chair how it works. Normally, a chair is going to just be in a free recline motion like this. I can recline and come up as freely as I'd like. If I want to lock it in a position, which tilt lock allows you to do like this, I can recline back, engage the lock, and now my backrest will be stuck here. It's not going to come with me, and it's not going to go back any further, and this allows me to stay in one fixed position. If I want to get out of this position, I recline back slightly, unlock it, and then it will release and come back. And many chairs will have numerous positions. Like the Akir, you can be fully upright, and then you can also go fully back and lock it here as well. So tilt lock's just going to be able to allow you to lock it in different intervals throughout the recline. So the next question we need to answer is, why is tilt lock important? So tilt lock can be a useful feature because the recommended recline angle for the backrest is going to be somewhere between 110 and 135 degrees, depending on whose research you're reading, but that's going to be the typical range for most ergonomists in an ergonomic chair setup. So having a tilt lock function that allows you to lock your chair in that position can help you to achieve that without you having to try to manually hold yourself in that position. Tilt lock can also be very useful for situations when you're fully reclined and don't want to be coming up. Maybe you're kicked all the way back watching a movie or talking on the phone for an extended period of time. Tilt lock can be useful to just keep you in that position without having to exert any extra energy. The tilt lock functionality is basically going to be the same on almost all office chairs, but manufacturers do go about different ways of triggering that locking system with different levers, buttons, and there's not a universal location that this is found. So I thought it would be a good idea just to show you a few different examples of different types of tilt lock buttons and levers, just that you know what to look for on your chair in case you're having a difficult time finding it. So we're going to start out here on the end. This is an OM Yes chair. And this locking feature is actually in the back right. So it's this paddle right here. And so all you need to do to engage it is just simply flip the paddle down, and then it will lock your backrest. And the Yes does have varying positions, so it will keep you in a variety of different positions. A very common system with the paddle. The next system we're going to look at is a lower end chair, an OTG mesh back chair. And this is going to have the most basic system that we see for tilt lock. It's just going to be a lever that you slide in and out. And this is typically the most difficult one for customers to find, and the one that they will be missed the most because it's the hardest to locate. So the way that it works is you're going to be in a free recline mode, and if you want it to lock, you simply push this in and then it locks. To unlock it, slide it out, and then you can lock it in the position by sliding it back in. So very basic system, but pretty common on lower end chairs. Next chair we have here is the Eurotech Ergohuman, and this one has a trigger system, which is pretty unique, a pretty sleek design. So you'll see that it's going to lock just like all the other chairs, but it's going to use a trigger system here. So if I recline and then flick the trigger, it's going to lock the backrest in place, release it, go back, lock it further, or all the way up, it will lock here as well. Trigger system here, very cool design on the Ergohuman. Next chair we're going to look at is the Concept Seating 24/7 chair. And I picked this chair because it's the only chair that we've had come through our office that actually has a button. So turn to the side here so you can see. There's just a gray button underneath here. If you want to lock it in position, you just push the button, and the backrest locks. Unlock it, and you can move back, lock it in a different position. That's how that chair works. And the final one that we're going to look at is the Akir. We saw this chair earlier, but we're just going to show you a close-up of the actual knob. This is one of the few chairs that uses a knob and not a paddle. And so we showed you before, you just got to turn the knob to lock it. then the backrest will be locked. Unlock it, recline, and you can lock it all the way back here as well. So a variety of different positions, a variety of different buttons. This is what you should look for on your office chair when trying to locate your tilt lock function. So before we close out the video, I do think it's important to go over a couple potential problems that people will experience if you do have the tilt lock function. The first is going to be the fact that it is going to be more difficult to get out of your chair if you have it locked in one position. You're going to need to unlock it, go back to your upright position. I can just show you that quickly here on the Akir. If you recline the chair all the way back, and you're kicked back relaxing here, it's not as easy to get up and get out of the chair. I really have to get my balance and push up really high. It's a much better situation if I actually unlock it again and come back in the chair, up in the chair, which is just another adjustment, which might be annoying to some people that are using this functionality a lot of the time. The next thing that is probably going to be the biggest potential problem is going to be the ergonomics involved with tilt lock on your office chair. The first problem is that being in one static position is not recommended for ergonomics. So locking your chair in one position and sitting there for extended periods of time is not going to be the most healthy choice. You want to be able to move in your chair, move the recline forward and back, get up out of your chair easily and walk around, and tilt lock is not going to be something that makes that easy to do. The other thing that you need to be concerned about is that it is always recommended that you have your back against the backrest at all times in your office chair when you're reclining, when you're sitting normal. And if you have your chair in a tilt locked position, the backrest is not always going to follow you if you sit up or if you're more perching or in a different position than fully reclined back with your back against the backrest. So those are a couple things that you do need to keep in mind when using the tilt lock function. It might not be ideal for everyone for these reasons. And that's gonna wrap up our video on tilt lock on office chairs. I hope you found this video helpful. If there's something that I missed, make sure to leave it in the comment section below and we'll do our best to get that answered for you. As always, if you've made it this far in the video, I would super appreciate a like. It helps the channel and the video a ton. And make sure to subscribe, ding that bell so that you don't miss out on our next office chair function video. Thanks a lot for watching.